in Inverness interviewing Andy McPhee. Hi, it's a pleasure to meet you.
Ross, nice to see you.
Okay, so what's your job? What do you do?
I'm one of two chief referees that we have on the European Tour. There's a big colleague I've got called John Paramore. He's even bigger than me, and one of us is at pretty much all the events that we have on the European Tour, and we focus purely really on the game, the rules of the game, and making sure that the players are playing by the rules, being there to help them when they have any issues.
So can you tell us a little bit more about your job? What goes into doing your job?
Yeah, I can. We have a tournament director who is responsible for the setup at every event, and he will do all the planning for the tournament such as this one. Mike Stewart is the tournament director this week, and he will have been here 3, 4, 5 times for different planning meetings, and Mike will be responsible for the setup of the golf course. I did that for a number of years, but we changed our system a good few years ago because the role of the tournament director was just really getting too broad. And now my job is I'll arrive on the Tuesday, I'll assess the local rules that we had here last year, update where necessary, because the kind of things that we see behind us, like TV towers, the tents, you know, they all move and they all have an impact on the game, so we have to have rules by which we can get the players out of them should they hit the ball in there. So I write the local rules and do the timing schedule for the event so that we can keep players moving, and if they get a little slow we've got a method by which we can keep them going. And then once the event starts, you know, I'll be the man that makes the decisions about whether somebody's going to get a 1-shot or a 2-shot penalty or a disqualification, or whether we play or don't play, whether weather conditions allow that. So that kind of thing.
Okay, well obviously people want to agree with your decision all the time, so can you tell us about some of your more controversial decisions?
I guess the most bizarre one that I had was at the European Open in the late 80s. It was around about 1988 in Sunningdale, and I got a message on my radio to ask me if I could come back to the tournament office area, which I did, and we were then told that there was a threat of a bomb under the grandstand of the 18th, which obviously you've got to take these things seriously,
yeah.
And we did, and we had to close down play a little bit on the 18th, and it meant that we had a serious backup. And how did we manage that? So we had to change with 2 groups who still hadn't teed off the first, which is right behind the 18th grandstand. So we authorised them to go and tee off at the second, and one guy didn't want to tee off on the second because that was a hard hole, whereas the first was an easy hole.
Starter.
So rather than force people to do that, I changed the system again. I told him to go to the third, and he did, and incidentally he double bogeyed it. But you know, you've got to play. Yeah, exactly. But you know, that was odd, and those are situations where, you know, that's not really within the rules of golf, but you've got to find a way to keep things moving. And the bottom line on that one was that when we got to the Friday night, we were able to make a cut on time, and we were able to do a Saturday with a normal draw in 2 balls, and everybody was happy.
Okay.